Fueled by Deathcast.
Well, it's very different. I mean, just in my industry and what I do, doing music, yeah, because I had lived in LA before, and I got a lot of good stuff done here, but it wasn't like I wasn't like fully living it right. Like I never really felt like it was my life. It was there was people in my life influencing me, and I was, a lot younger then, in my 20s, like an idiot, listening to what people tell me I should do. Yeah. And then you turn 30 and you're like, fuck you, I'm gonna do what I fucking want.
Right. Totally.
Yeah. And so I had been here before, and I was like, I hate it there, it's worse. And then we moved to, I moved back to Saratoga, met Dave, got married, moved down to Brooklyn. And I was like, I have such a good network in Brooklyn of people there that are going to help me and stuff. And no, my best friend Kim lives there. Yeah. And then my other friend Emmett, who also just moved to LA. So there goes, and she has plans to move as well. It's just one of those things, like the New York scene for music, everyone is so caught up in their own hustle that it's not really a like supportive, let's, figure out how we can do something together. Like, oh, you're awesome at that. I know people who could, use your skills. Whereas in LA, everyone's like, what do you do? Should we do things? Like, ooh, let's get coffee.
I heard it's kind of fake though.
So it can be. But you can tell like after certain times. Like there's times where I'm like, I know that, sure, I'll have coffee with this person and maybe we'll have a nice conversation. Maybe I'll influence them in some way. Maybe we'll learn something from each other. And you can tell, but you have to know that going in and be like, I have the coffee with this person set up and it's going to be life-changing. Be like, nah, I'm going to go drink coffee and chill, and maybe you will vibe or not. Yeah. But luckily my network from before when I lived in LA is super crushing it, super awesome. And it was like I was in such a fog of negativity last time that I didn't realize how awesome my friends were. Yeah. And now that I'm back, it's like, oh, duh.
From your side of the industry of comedy, is it the same? Is it constant flux from East Coast to West Coast?
The difference is, I want to say, New York and LA, it's funny because New York, when you get a job, it's kind of hard when people kind of help you unless you're already in the upper echelons,
right? Yeah.
Because when you get a job, you're taking away money. Because in New York, it's such a fucking struggle.
Yeah,
like it's rough. Like it's like you go to New York, be an artist.
Why is it rough?
I want to say because in New York, you're an artist. I believe New York people go there really to get away from where they are, find themselves, do what they do, find their voice, and then they're like, because New York is an art town, like. It's built upon artistic expressions. So you'll get across the board everything. Because in comedy in New York, even in LA, but in New York, you'll see more mix. You'll see like a drag queen on a show.
Yeah.
You'll just have a mixed hodgepodge of acts. You'll get it out here, but it seems like in New York, on those shows, everyone's just having a fun time. Because they're doing their art. They're performing their art. It's a little community. But yet you still are taking money out of someone's mouth. If you get a gig and they don't get a gig,
right?
That person might not be able to pay their rent. We don't appreciate the art as much as we should.
That's true.
In this country in a way.
That's
or
true.
Whatever, or just in humanities, I should say.